I've been living here at Snow College for a couple of months, but something strange is definitely happening here. For context, I'm part Native American of the Lakota Sioux tribe, and I'm trying to reconnect with that part of my heritage as I moved out and away from my parents. I have always believed in the existence of skinwalkers, but the events that have transpired over the past couple of months have solidified it for me. At first, the occurrences started out small, hearing footsteps, growling in bushes, etc. But as the weeks have gone on, they've gotten to be a bigger and bigger problem. It all came to a head Saturday night when I got a frantic text from a good friend of mine saying that he's messed up big time and is scared shitless. Now, this friend of mine is a very imposing dude, 6'2" and around 280 pounds, and he grew up around Baltimore, so it definitely takes a lot to scare him, to say the least. So he's going through and telling me what happened and what he saw. A couple blocks away from the main campus, they're building a new temple, and this friend loves to walk around this area at night. According to him, just past one of the streetlights on this road, he could see a massive dog pacing back and forth, east to west. He described it as a dog with the posture of a bear, toned build, obviously wild but no discernible fur on it, like it was completely in a silhouette. So of course, I do some research and see the accounts of the Sherman family on their ranch. And Gwen's description of a wolf/dog she ran into sounds eerily similar to what my friend saw. What my friend neglects to tell me until we were out there again last night is that he was whistling on his walk, which everyone should know is a massive no-no. As we approached the spot where he saw it the night before, sitting under the streetlight was the creature. It was exactly as he described it. A huge dog with the posture of a bear, pointy ears, and the smoothest skin I've ever seen on a wild animal ever. We're both rightfully spooked at this point, so we head back towards campus. As we're walking past the Humanities building, he tells me that it was around this spot where he was seeing shadow figures. He described them as having distinct human forms, and hearing what sounded like a huge animal running at him. He came across a bald eagle's feather in the middle of the sidewalk too, and there haven't been any bald eagle sightings in Ephraim, from what I know. We hung out on campus for a while after that encounter by the temple grounds, and we were both able to come to the conclusion that there was almost like a line across the campus where the sightings would stop. Against my better judgment, I'm planning on going out there again later tonight to see if I could maybe get any pictures of this thing for concrete evidence that we both saw something, and that it wasn't just our nerves getting to us. I'll keep you guys updated. I was around 10 or 11 when this happened. I was super scared of skinwalkers back then, after I heard about them. We lived on a big farm in a small town. We had a minibus outside in our backyard. It had a bed, and my parents would take it camping sometimes. And my brother would sleep in it when he had friends over. I remember one night, I heard screaming outside right next to the house. After that stopped, I heard tapping on the window. I was extremely scared. I just wanted to know what was going on. So I walk out to our living room, where you can see the bus. I look out the window to the bus, and I see an extremely tall creature that has 4 legs. It was super hairy too, and it kind of just looked like a massive wolf. It started to crawl under the bus, and about halfway under it turned around and looked directly at me. It had a very odd-looking face, almost like a wolf face, but it was melting down with a big chin. It then goes all the way under the bus. I ran as fast as I could to my dad, crying and screaming. I woke him up, and I told him what I saw. My dad gets up and grabs his spotlight and his shotgun in case something happens. He goes out the back door as I follow him. He walked down the porch stairs and shines his light under the bus. But nothing was there. Not a trace of anything. He told me it just must have been a bad dream, and that I probably should go back to bed. But whatever I saw that night was not a dream. I saw something very real. Be careful out there. On October 21st, 2022, at 2300, I was camping at a popular campground in Oklahoma called Marvel Camping Resort. I was sitting by the fire pit with only embers burning. I was watching TikTok, sitting alone, when suddenly, all the hairs on my body stood on end. I looked around and saw nothing, but I could hear rocks being pushed around by something or someone walking on them. I go back to watching TikTok when the sounds of the rocks start getting closer, definitely within 30 yards of me. I get a dangerous feeling. I start looking around and see a dark shadow moving slowly. It walked on all fours, and its back coming up to my head while I'm sitting down. Once I noticed it, it slowly moves behind a cabin out of my view. My first thought was someone's dog got out and was roaming. After roughly 4 minutes, I get the sensation of being watched again and look towards where I saw the creature. The creature then bolts down by the river into some bushes, just 10 yards away from me. While it was running, I caught a glimpse of it. It appeared fairly smooth, gray, and moved very quickly on all fours. I immediately got up and moved onto the front porch of my cabin. After moving, I still had the sensation of being watched, and everything in my body told me to go back inside, so I did. I continually heard noises coming from outside the cabin the rest of the night. Did I see a skinwalker, or was it something else? I'd love any information you guys can give me on this, because I'm scared to death.